Hello friends, family, and internet strangers, Stephanie here with a very special video for you today. This is special for a few reasons, one of which being this is my first cooking video in my brand new apartment, but also this is special because this is my first collaboration. This is part of a fall favorites collab hosted by Tiffany over at Smalltown Six. So if you have not checked out her channel, I will have it linked down below, as well as a link to the playlist with all of the videos that are part of this collaboration. So make sure that after you're done watching my video, you check out all of the rest of them for a lot of fall favorite ideas. Also, if you are coming to my video from that playlist, welcome. My name is Stephanie. I do some grocery hauls. I do what's for dinner videos. I also do individual recipe videos. I do some lifestyle content. I've done some road trips. I do filming locations. So a little bit of everything, just kind of everything I'm interested gets thrown on here, but it is mainly a lot of cooking that you're gonna find on this channel. And with that being said, I'm gonna show you a few of my fall favorites today, including one from my childhood and teenage years, one of my current fall favorites, and then a little bit of dessert for you as well. So let's get into it. First up is one of my favorites from when I was a teenager. I would make this all the time. It is straight out of a Kraft magazine, and that page was ripped out probably at least 15 years ago. But this is really simple. The recipe calls for chicken cubed up. I use cooked chicken. It's just easier. Mixed veggies, cream of chicken soup, chicken stuffing mix, and some sour cream. First thing I'm gonna do is prepare the stuffing mix right as it is on the box. I'm using the Aldi brand. This is one thing that is okay to sub out at Aldi. There are some things that I'm really picky about at Aldi, but this stuffing mix tastes exactly like stovetop. So while that is sitting for its 5 minutes, I'm going to assemble everything else. First, the chicken. I cooked this in the Instant Pot with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder, and it's really simple. I just keep it in the freezer now. I'm going to add in a little bit of sour cream and some condensed cream of chicken soup. It's 1/3 cup of sour cream. I did not feel the need to measure. This was probably more like 1/2 cup, but that's fine. It's the kind of recipe that you can really alter. It's something you can throw together really quickly, and it's so good leftover. I do not like leftovers. I've mentioned this on my channel before, so you've probably heard this if you have been here on my channel for a while, but cooking for one is very difficult when you hate leftovers. So trying to find things that I do enjoy leftover or make things in smaller portions is something I do a lot of. And this is one that when I was in college and I would make this, if my roommates touched it for lunch the next day, I would get so mad if they got to it before I did. So I would hide it sometimes in the fridge. So this I am just combining, getting all the sour cream and condensed chicken soup mixed together in with that chicken, and then I'll add my veggies after that. You can add a little more seasoning if you'd like. The recipe doesn't call for it. I really only recommend it if you have not seasoned your chicken. If you pre-cook your chicken and it's seasoned, you really don't need to add anything else. But if you are using raw chicken in this like the recipe calls for, and I will link the recipe down below in the description box. So if you do that, I would recommend adding at least a little bit of pepper and maybe some garlic, salt, and onion powder in there. You probably get plenty of salt with the soup mix that you're adding in there. But if you like food salty, I would definitely add a little bit of seasoning. But mine was perfect with what I had already done with the chicken. Then I'm going to fluff up my stuffing once it's done and put this in an even layer on the top. You'll notice I like things to be very nice looking in terms of being even. My food is never gonna look perfect, but I like filling in all the little spaces. That's also part of why I'm using an 8x8 pan for this instead of what the recipe calls for, which is a 13x9. In the 8x8, I get a bit of a thicker layer of the stuffing, and also I get a little bit thicker of a layer of that underneath. This is what it looks like after 20 minutes in the oven. Make sure you're doing 30 if your chicken is raw. Make sure that chicken gets cooked. But I only needed to do 20 for mine to get a little bit crispy on top. And this can feed an entire family. This will only feed me maybe 2.5 meals, probably 2 meals and a snack. Dinner for this night, I will be having this for lunch over the weekend. I'm gonna take some of this to work, and then I'll probably have a little bit left as a small meal, possibly even a breakfast. But next up, here's what we've got. We've got some sausage and sweet potatoes. This is one of my current fall favorites. I love this so much. This is something that is really easy to throw together. This is a massive sweet potato, and I'm terrible at chopping potatoes, so we're gonna cut straight to the part where I've already got this cubed up, because the process of getting there was a bit of a struggle. I'll show you a different struggle later on in this video. This one you didn't need to see. I'm gonna coat these in oil. I use avocado oil because that's what I have on hand as my spray oil, but if you have EVOO, that'll work too. Just drizzle some over the top. I'm using corruption seasoning. This is from Uncle Lou's in Memphis, Tennessee. I have mentioned this in my videos before, and as always, I will leave the link down below if you want to check out Uncle Lou's. I will also leave a link to my road trip playlist because this is something that I picked up on one of my road trips. So highly recommend those road trip videos. They are some of my favorite videos that I have made. So I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of that Uncle Lou's on, about half a tablespoon or so of cinnamon, and about 2 dashes of cayenne. Now I season from my heart. I measure with my heart. I do not use exact measurements unless I'm doing baking, then I'll use some exact measurements. But that's approximately what I did here. I'm just getting all of the sweet potatoes nice and coated. These are gonna go in the oven at 400 for about 20 to 25 minutes. That was perfect for me, for mine to be the consistency I like, which is holding their shape, but still nice and soft on the inside. I love soft food. If you want them a little crunchier, you can leave them in a little bit less, probably closer to that 20 minutes. Next up, while those are cooking, I'm gonna start with my sausage mix. I'm using this chicken apple sausage. This brand, all of them are very good, but that is my favorite. The fried apples with cinnamon from Aldi. You can also do this with fresh apples, just cook them with butter and cinnamon. And then I'm also using some diced onion. So that's gonna be everything that's gonna go in this pan, and a little bit of avocado oil to get started with caramelizing my onions. I love onions. I have onions in things that really don't need onions, so this is one where you can leave the onions out if you are not a fan, and this dish will still taste amazing. But because I love caramelized onions so much, I am starting out by caramelizing a little bit of onion here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of that corruption seasoning to really tie in with the sweet potatoes. Now, if you don't wanna get that corruption seasoning, that's okay. You can use a different all-purpose seasoning. This one has some lemon pepper and celery salt in it. So really any sort of all-purpose seasoning is gonna work, or you can season it yourself with garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. Those are usually my go-tos, and a little splash of cayenne in there. So I'm just using the corruption, and then while those are caramelizing, I'm going to slice up my sausages. This meal would feed a family. For me, it provided about 3 meals. I had this for lunch on this particular day when I was cooking, and then I had 2 to-go containers that I was also able to fill up with this mixture, and this does work well as leftovers. This is something that reheats pretty well if you're in the same situation as I am, where it is difficult to cook only one portion of things if need be. Now I'm speeding things up a little bit here because I do a lot of stirring when I'm doing this. So once my onions were a little brown, I just threw in that sausage. This is fully cooked already. So all I'm doing is warming it up and getting a little bit of brown and caramelized on the outside, getting that brown food tastes good. I can't talk anymore, y'all. Brown food tastes good, like Anne Burrell. I love Worst Cooks in America. Do y'all watch Worst Cooks in America? If so, leave me a comment down below, let me know. But this is a very warm and comforting meal, and then these apples make it so easy. Again, you can make your own apples. That's what I have done in the past, but canned apples work well. And once I add those in, I'm just waiting until everything is warmed through, and then this is good to go, good to serve. Are y'all getting fall weather where you are? If you notice in the video, I'm wearing shorts. That's because I live in the Los Angeles area and it has been in the 90s this week. So we are not really experiencing fall. We had a tease of fall. We had about a week of fall, and now we have been back to kind of summer weather ever since then. Here's my finished potatoes, and then here is a look at my plate and then the leftovers that I had for lunches the next couple days. Again, this reheats really well in the microwave. Next up though, I've got some cookies for you, and these are some super simple pumpkin cake mix cookies. I am going to use a spice cake mix, and this is only 2 ingredients: spice cake mix and a can of pumpkin. That's it. It is that simple. But I can't let simple things just be simple. I have to complicate things. It happens all the time. So once I start mixing this, I realize this is not going well with my spatula. So I get the pumpkin in there. It does not want to mix up. Sure, you could use beaters, but why do that when you've got gloves? So I pull out some gloves and I start mixing this with my hands. Mix it nice and good, and let me tell you, it worked. I got it all in there and I got it to the proper consistency. So once I get this to the consistency I'm looking for, I decide to complicate things even more. I love squirrels. If you follow me on Instagram, on occasion you will see me post videos of squirrels. I love them. So when I saw this squirrel cookie cutter at Home Goods, I could not resist. Cake mix cookies normally do not go well with cookie cutters, but I decided I did not care. I have had success on occasion in the past using cookie cutters with cake mix cookies. They do hold their shape a little bit, but yeah, these ones were interesting with the pumpkin. It was a very different consistency. So there I am putting it in the squirrel, and the rest I did with a cookie cutter. I just wanted to see if the squirrel would work out. I put butter around it to make sure I could get it out, and there's my nice chunky squirrel. That is after cooking. That is cooked. It looks kind of the same as the batter, but these are simple. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment down below. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out the playlist with the rest of the videos with these fall recipes. Again, that link is going to be in my description box below. Big thank you again to Tiffany at Smalltown Six for hosting and allowing me to be a part of my very first collab. I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.